A panorama is any wide-angle view or representation of a physical space, whether in painting, drawing, photography, film, seismic images, or a three-dimensional model. The motion picture term panning is derived from panorama. A panoramic view is also proposed for multimedia, cross-scale applications to outline overview along and across repositories. This so-called cognitive panorama is a panoramic view over, and a combination of cognitive spaces used to capture the larger scale paintings. In the mid-19th century, panoramic paintings and models became a very popular way to represent landscapes and historical events. Audiences of Europe in this period were thrilled by the aspect of illusion, immersed in a winding 360-degree panorama and given the impression of standing in a new environment. The panorama was a 360-degree visual medium patented by the artist Robert Barker in 1787. He created a picture spectacle, shown on a cylindrical surface and viewed from the inside, giving viewers a vantage point encompassing the entire circle of the horizon, rendering the original scene with high fidelity. The inaugural exhibition, at View of Edinburgh, was first shown in that city in 1788, then transported to London in 1789. By 1793, Barker had built the Panorama Rotunda at the centre of London's entertainment district in Leicester Square, where it remained until closed in 1863. Large-scale installations enhanced the illusion for an audience of being surrounded with a real landscape. The Bulbar panorama in Lucerne, Switzerland was created by Edouard Castro in 1881. The painting measures about 10 meters in height with a circumference of 112 meters. In the same year of 1881, the Dutch marine painter Hendrik Willem Maydag created and established the Panorama Maydag of The Hague, Netherlands, a cylindrical painting more than 14 meters high and roughly 40 meters in diameter. In the United States of America is the Atlanta Cyclorama, depicting the Civil War Battle of Atlanta. It was first displayed in 1887, and is 42 feet high by 358 feet circumference. Also on a gigantic scale, and still extant, is the Wrocławia panorama located in Wrocław, Poland, which measures 15 by 120 meters. Photographs. Panoramic photography soon came to displace painting as the most common method for creating wide views. Not long after the introduction of the daguerreotype in 1839, photographers began assembling multiple images of a view into a single wide image. In the late 19th century, flexible film enabled the construction of panoramic cameras using curved film holders and clockwork drives to rotate the lens in an arc and thus scan an image encompassing almost 180 degrees. Pinhole cameras of a variety of constructions can be used to make panoramic images. A popular design is the Oatmeal Box, a vertical cylindrical container in which the pinhole is made in one side and the film or photographic paper is wrapped around the inside wall, opposite, and extending almost right to the edge of the pinhole. This generates an egg-shaped image with more than 180 degrees view. Popular in the 1970s and 1980s, but now superseded by digital presentation software. Multi-image 35mm slide projections onto one or more screens characteristically lent themselves to the widescreen panorama. They could run autonomously with silent synchronization pulses to control projector advance and fades. Recorded beside an audio voiceover or music track. Precisely overlapping slides placed in slide mounts with soft edge density masks would merge seamlessly on the screen to create the panorama. Cutting and dissolving between sequential images generated animation effects in the panorama format. Digital photography of the late 20th century greatly simplified this assembly process, which is now known as image stitching. Such stitched images may even be fashioned into forms of virtual reality movies, using technologies such as Apple Inc.'s QuickTime VR, Flash, Java, or even JavaScript. A rotating line camera such as the PanoScan allows the capture of high-resolution panoramic images and eliminates the need for image stitching. But immersive, spherical, panorama movies must be made by stitching multiple images. Stitching images together can be used to create extremely high-resolution, gigapixel panoramic images. Motion picture panorama technology. On rare occasions, 360 degrees panoramic movies have been constructed for specially designed display spaces, typically at theme parks, world's fairs, and museums. Starting in 1955, Disney has created 360 degrees theaters for its parks, and the Swiss Transport Museum in Lucerne, Switzerland, features a theater that is a large cylindrical space with an arrangement of screens whose bottom is several meters above the floor. Panoramic systems that are less than 360 degrees around also exist. For example, Cinerama used a curved screen, and IMAX dome, OMNIMAX movies are projected on a dome above the spectators. Non-photographic digital panoramic representation. Panoramic representation can be generated from SRTM and other forms of laser or radar-derived range measurement data. In these diagrams, a panorama from any given point can be generated and imaged from the data.